Hey guys, Angel here with the Bullish Bears team. I am making the watch list video for tomorrow, January the 30th, and the S&P futures again pulled up today, and you can see that we can continue to keep this ascending triangle going, but we keep having to move it out a little further because it broke out of this angular support, and it is this teeny tiny doji, which means it is super indecisive, and it is super indecisive right at that 9 EMA. So if we remove this drawing and we redraw it out, you can keep it going and have a new, well, nope. Sometimes my tools give me trouble. Not a big fan of that. Okay, so it can continue going, and again we have a new angular support, and is it going to hold or is it going to break down tomorrow? We will just have to wait and see. Luckily, if you guys traded any stocks on the watch list that we had today, they all triggered and you could have made money on pretty much all of them today. So let's take a look at the watch list for tomorrow. So we have OCX. And this one I'm going to tell you is a no, and because it just, no rhyme or reason as to why it did it today, so it pumped up. You can see this head and shoulders sort of FU pattern here, or an inverted cup and handle, which is a bearish pattern, so that's not going to work. So let's look at BTX. It's just not going to work for me. This one, moving averages are pinched, about to cross, not overextended on the daily. However, I do not like this sell-off that occurred here at the end of the day. It did close above all moving averages, so we can take a look at the hourly and see if we like anything on the hourly. I bet you because it got overextended from the moving average lines, it's coming back to test it. So, and you can see this almost double bottom-ish pattern. If it can break this 165, its new resistance level would be about 170. Oh yeah, I have to change my tool back to my price tool. So, I do actually like this because it's been oversold, started reversing, and I like that double bottom-ish pattern, which I need to make an alert for. So we're going to create an alert. 139. Okay, so double bottom-ish on daily. If price can break 165, watch for resistance around 170 and $2. And that is BTX. So let's look at VYGR, and that's a no. And I'm sure by now you can tell me why that's a no. Super indecisive candlestick. That is also bearish. Not going to put that on. So this one is almost the exact same setup as what BTX was. I don't like the FU pattern right here to close out the end of the day. However, because it did that at the end of the day, that could be, I don't, however, like these tweezer tops, which is a bearish reversal pattern. So don't like the tweezer tops. And it's been overextended. I don't love what I'm seeing. And it is right at near $1. So that just makes me want to say no. Let's see. 76 and 78. So like that crossed, I like the moving average cross, because if it can break $1 and then $1.22, it has room to $1.31. And I actually like the moving average cross on daily. Actually, I should bullish moving average crossing cross on daily. If price can, wow, I am just having a hard time spelling. If price can break $1, watch for resistance around 122 and 200, 200 SMA. Wow. I am like really having a hard time typing on this stock. So that is AST. Let's look at TROV. Okay. It's been trading sideways for quite some time. It's got resistance around 80 cents. And you can see 84.50 actually from this pre-market high. Let's take a look at the hourly, see what the hourly shows us. See, that was that shooting star, which is a bearish candlestick. And look, it opened, it went down, then it went back up to a nice bull flag that is not yet overextended. Okay, so the tweezer tops, then it hammered at the 9. Okay, I kind of like it. So, actually, so I can see that 84 cents. Okay, so 71.05. Bull flag on hourly. Apparently I've been forgetting how to spell flag the last couple of days. Watch for resistance around 80 cents and 84.50. Okay. And that is TROV. Let's look at ZYNE. I don't like this one. Not a fan. I don't like that candlestick. Might be green, but that's not a great candle. Not great. So this one has a gap to fill, but it couldn't get above that 50 SMA. So I don't like that. It's trapped right between support and resistance. Let's take a look at the hourly. I do like the bull pennant on the hourly though. It had its FU and then just sort of went down. So watch for resistance around, I like it, that 250, which is the 50 SMA, and then the $4. So that's a good potential profit target should it be able to break that 50 SMA and hold. Price trying to fill gap on daily. Bull pennant on hourly. Watch for 250 and I'm going to say $4, just round up because I don't have room, and $4 resistance. Okay, CNAT. Let's look at IPCI. Oh, that could potentially be interesting, but it just, look at that. You can't even see those candles, so I'm not going to put that one on. JVA. Huge, not a fan of that. Do not like that one. ONCS. Ooh, this is exciting. That's a Maribozu candle, so that means that it ended and just went up and closed at its highs. Well, pretty much at its highs. You can't see a wick, and usually with a Maribozu there are no wicks, which that is a little known blog post that we don't necessarily promote all the time. Okay, so it's bull flagging on daily chart. If it can break 90 cents and hold, then it's got room to $1.13, and it also has that gap to fill. And you know the saying, all gaps must fill. So I like it. I wish you could just round it to like 89 cents. I just don't like the little extra teeny tiny pennies that they add, especially when I do the trailers results. It just throws it off for me. So bull flagging on hourly, price in gap. Watch for resistance around, oops, $1, $1.13, and top of gap. So tap not. Okay. So that is going to be O and CS. Let's take a look at PCG. Nope, I would not put this on because you can see this 20 SMA is super hardcore resistance. It's tried to break it 1, 2, 3 times, has not been able to. And it's right between that 9 and that 20, so it's snapping around. It is a bull flag, however, so I would wait for that to break out of this 20 and hold, because then it would have room to move up to 1662 and then 2065. However, I would not put that on right now just because it's trading right between those moving averages, as is NVCN. So let's look at DGLY. You ain't got no alibi. I hate that candle. I hate that wick. Hate it. It's like a firework. Could explode, which could be a good thing. And it's sort of like a V pattern, or you could see a cup handle. Let's take a look at the hourly, although I just hate that daily candle. It's a V bottom on the hourly, though. It's going to have resistance around, how is that 378? But it's, yeah. I like the V bottom. I like it. It's going to have resistance at $4 and $4.30. So V bottom on 5-minute and hourly. Watch for resistance around $4 and $4.30. That is DGLY. So look for 1 or 2 more. We've got HYRE. If it didn't have that wick there, I would consider it, but I do not like that wick. And you can see over here on the 5-minute close below VWAP before the 50, so it's going to have a lot of resistance to get through, so I would not put that on. So let's look at AKAO. So this one could potentially go for me with resistance around 210. Let's take a look at the hourly and see what the hourly is showing us. Not yet overextended. It's riding the 9. There's not like this great pattern that you can see here. However, I do like that it stayed above the 9, not quite overextended. It got its FU pattern out of the way, started to move back up, got through all that resistance. So I like it. So it's sort of like, oh, look at that. It used to be $27.79 back in the beginning. That's a huge fall. So if you had options around that time, or you shorted that and you rode that all the way down to $1.14, you'd be kind of rich right now, which hindsight's always 20/20. But when you see stuff like that, like, dang it, bull flag-ish on daily. Watch for, you can see here too on the 5, like a cup and handle too. Watch for resistance around $2 and $2.10. That is AKAO. And let's look at ISR. And I can already tell you that's going to be a negative. That is a shooting star candle, which is bearish. Do not like it. HMY. Okay, so I do potentially like this one. Let me see. Ended the day with a tweezer bottoms, which could also be a tweezer top. So let's just see. It's got resistance at 207 though, so I don't like that. CBLK. Not a huge fan of the spinning top. Doji. And it's right at this resistance here. So I don't like that. So that is going to be our daily watch list for tomorrow because the last of the few stocks didn't have a great setup that I liked. So let's take a look at potential swing trades. No. SANM is a no. Look at that. Nope. WWD. Ew. Also a no. Look at that. Oh, earnings. No, I hate XRX. Oh, man. So the only reason why I would put this on the watch list is because it has a ton of open interest and volume. The bid-ask spreads aren't ridiculously terrible. However, 2750 is resistance. And I don't like that. GLW. Man, these are all earnings stocks. And I don't want to, that's not safe because sure, they had a good day today, but then they have all these gaps and these are WHR. I wonder if this is the radio station that, oh, look at that. So you had its earnings and look at what it did. Just boom. And then boom. Let's look at... So part of me wonders if all this open interest and whatnot is from earnings. It has the lot of volume, but zero open interest on that put. But the bid-ask spreads are large, and I would not put that on there. Oop, nope. This is HRS. That is a huge no. No. LLL? No. They all look the same. Is it just me, GGG, or do they all seem to just look the same? It's got this really strong resistance, which is $1 away. No open interest or volume. No. TRGP, and I can already tell you this is a no. Well, huh. I think I had this on here already. But this could be a triple top, so I'm not putting that on. You can see top, top, top. So I would wait to see HP. Nope. Right in between support and resistance with a bearish IR. No. Not a bearish IR, but bearish candle. IR. It's my least favorite word because some of my favorite players end up on IR. Let's see. It's got volume and open interest. The bid-ask spreads aren't terrible. It's sort of in a symmetrical triangle, which is neutral, and I don't like. I don't like this shooting star candle. My gut tells me no, because I don't see a setup. AEM that I like. Oh boy, I hate these wicks, and it's right at resistance, so I'm going to say no. X-ray. I don't know why I got really excited to say that. That's a no, right between support and resistance. OHI. So this has been in a rising wedge, and I would be afraid of that wanting to come down. It's also, you can't find a resistance point on this daily. So we'll pull up the weekly. And it's got resistance around $41.93, so around $42. So let's look at, it has a lot of volume and open interest. The bid asks are actually really reasonable. If you bought one contract at 50 cents, you would be paying $50. So I like it. I like it. Oh, we're looking at the weekly. Let me just look at the hourly. It's writing this 9, which I like. So it's not overextended from the moving averages. Your RSI can be overextended if it's in a strong trend. That can be confirming a strong uptrend. It's overextended with it being super close to the moving averages. I love that. So, however, it's not that close on here, but it's sort of like a V-ish cup pattern. And let me just, for grins and giggles, draw this out. Just to make sure it's not hitting a rising wedge resistance. Okay, so it is really messy rising wedge that I just drew. Okay. So it does have some room up to around 40.70 as well as this 42. If it breaks out of the rising wedge, which is typically a bearish pattern, but patterns form within patterns all the time and they constantly break down. So it's V bottom plus rising wedge on daily. Watch for resistance around, I forgot, 40, let's say 41 because I can't remember, and $42. It was like 40.50 or something like that. 40.70, so that works. OHI. And as I've been doing with my executive decision, oh wait, when are earnings on this? Earnings on 2/11. Okay, so would probably want to get out of that before earnings just because, I mean, it's up to you. I never trade earnings myself because to me it's way too risky, and my favorite stock, NVIDIA, always just misses. Even if they have good earnings, they just tank, and so that has cured me from ever wanting to play earnings. I did play Tesla earnings once. I took the bearish side. They had really bad numbers, and it dropped down like $20, and I was trading options. So I did an overnight swing trade hold, and I sold it for like quite a bit of money, and that was very exciting, but that is getting kind of lucky. You don't want to try that on a normal basis. We have had people lose a lot of money trying to play earnings. So in my opinion, it's not smart to play earnings. Let the craziness day trade them, that's fine. Swing trade, meh, I don't know. I wouldn't do it. But anyways, that's my watch list for tomorrow. If you're not a member, then just head over here and subscribe. You get access to the Next Level training library, which has a lot of advanced options, strategies, day trading options, more swing trading options, advanced style. It's got a lot of good stuff. So if you want to know, because I'm just botching it, you can come over here and read exactly what you get. And I think they might be having, yeah, they're having a 20% off again. So you get 20% off for life. Can't beat that, especially if you're paying $25 per month, which is paid annually. So it's like a lump sum. And if you think about it, it's less than $1 a day. How much money do we spend on junk food and coffee and fast food and movies and clothes? Because let's face it, I'm a girl. I occasionally like to buy some clothes here and there, you know, shoes. So it's a great deal. And again, like I said in my watch list video yesterday, these courses, the Bullish Bears courses over here, these are the only courses I've ever taken in my entire life. I've never been to another trading service, so I can fully vouch for them that they work, because I knew zero, literally next to nothing about the stock market. I knew nothing 3 years ago, and look at me today. I am making watch list videos, I'm day trading options, I am becoming, not to toot my own horn, but toot, like they have helped make me a really good trader. And if you are not a member, then you don't get access to our trading rooms, which in the future, hopefully soon, I'm going to be live streaming watch list builds in the day trade room, so you can come in live and do it with me and ask me questions live. I'll be right there showing you how I do it and talking back and forth to you. I am a little paranoid right now because I still have a day job. They're trying to get me to leave my day job, but I kind of like having my day job because it's like, it's really great because it's just me by myself working, and so I don't have to deal with people. It's not corporate America. I run a retail shop, so I occasionally have to pause my streams to go help somebody, and that's what's like keeping me from wanting to just jump right into these live streams, because I would feel bad about having to like, hey guys, can you hold on a sec while I go help somebody? But they're pushing me because the Bullish Bears are all about making you better, and so I probably within the next week or two am going to start live streaming my watch list, but I'll record them and then upload them to YouTube so you can watch them after the fact. However, if you want to watch live with me and you can talk right to me while I'm making it and ask me questions, then you have to become a member and subscribe, and you'll have access to the day trade room, and it's a great deal. Trust me, I've done it, and I love working with the Bullish Bears and for the Bullish Bears, and it's a great deal, and y'all should join. It's a great community, and if you're not a member of our social media and our Facebook, you can head over here, go to Facebook, follow us on Twitter, post on Instagram. I'll tell you a secret, I might do the majority of their social media too, so that's why you've been seeing a lot of memes lately. I make all the memes for my blogs and then I post them, because trading can sometimes be super serious and people are so serious instead of having fun with it. And trading can be fun, and I like having fun. So follow us on all social media, follow us on YouTube, and become a member, and you won't regret it, especially if you are willing to put in the work, because let's face it, it's hard work. You have to be willing to put in the work. If you're not willing to put in the work and you're just looking for someone to tell you when to get in and out of trades, then most likely you're not going to succeed. And that sounds harsh, I know, but learning how to trade for yourself and being in control of your own trades is a lot more freeing than following someone in and out of a trade who has a different goal than you do. So again, join the Bullish Bears. You can follow our watch lists. If you become a member and you're in the day trading room, you're going to start being able to make the watch list with me live, and I can take a look at stocks that you want me to look at and so forth. So again, I feel like I'm just rambling and repeating myself, so I'm going to go. So I will see y'all later.